Richie Rich Show.
Hey, what's up, y'all? What's going on? It's your boy Trucker Richie Rich, and you know we know we on the ones and twos, baby. Back on this trucking game, back on this saddle. I cut my hair, man. I couldn't do the no shave November. You know, when I was young, my hair used to grow, and when I woof, it looked right. But now that I'm older, it just doesn't grow the same, man. I think that I can't live my youth no more with my hair. But anyway, let's not talk about that. I'm making this video because I'm making a reaction to a video I saw on another YouTuber's channel, and I got some advice. Okay, this is how I would handle that situation. I'm going to upload a little 3-minute video I want you guys to watch of a woman telling her testament about what happened to her when she went to take a drug test, and because she couldn't fill the vials, they counted as refusal, and what happened to her. And I want to talk about that after we come back. So stay tuned, okay?
Good afternoon. So I'm making this video today because I am in dire need of help. To any trucker, anyone that can assist me, because I need help. I need answers. As you all know, I just completed CDL school with a company. I came home for a week. I ended up getting my truck on the 23rd, I believe, which was last Monday. While moving on my truck, I got selected for a random. So I went and took the random, but I wasn't able to provide enough urine for the second vial as requested. So they made me stay there 3 hours and take it again, and I still was not able to produce enough urine. Long story short, it was considered as a refusal, and also I lost my job with the company that I was with. They decided to terminate me due to the fact that I could not provide enough urine. They considered it as a refusal for shy bladder. I lost my job, and for those of you who know that are in the trucking game, it was put on my clearinghouse. I need help because I lost 2 careers in one before I had even got started. One of them before I could even get started. I feel like I've lost my career. They wanted me to go through a substance abuse class, pay $600, and I don't think that I should have to do that. Reason being, I was not called in for a second drug screening the following day. If anybody has any information on how I can fight this, any lawyers, please let me know to help me get back my life, to help me get the career started that I began for school, but not as an actual career making money in. If anyone that could assist me with helping me get this off of my clearinghouse, or anyone that will hire me, just please inbox me. Y'all, serious inquiries only. I have really been going through this last week, so I have like zero tolerance right now for just any games, due to the fact that I'm without a job. I'm without a career that I worked really hard for.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm back in the seats, back in the saddle. I hope you saw the video. Oh, excuse me. I got to sneeze. I'm sorry about that, y'all. I hope you saw the video uploaded. It was like a 3-minute video about the young lady who lost her CDL and lost her job because a Medicare gave her a drug test, which she did take, but she didn't have enough urine to fill both vials. This situation happened to me, and I'm gonna tell you what I did and how I got past that. But To tell you the truth, I wish she would have dropped the name of the mega carrier, because we should call these people out. Okay. I don't like how the mega carriers, or even a lot of these truck companies, treat people in this industry. And the reason they treat you in this industry the way they do is because a lot of people who come into trucking are poor. They're unrepresented, undeserved, underserved, and poor. Just poor people. You know, nobody's rich comes into this trucking industry. We all come here to work and make money. And a lot of times these trucking companies take advantage of that because they think you don't know the law, or they think you won't sue or anything like that. I want to point out to a situation, right, a couple months ago, about a candidate who went to go work for Warner, a deaf guy. And he went through the CDL school. He passed, got his CDL, and Warner turned him down. And he made it clear that he had hearing problems, but Warner didn't want to take a chance. Well, now Warner has to pay $36 million, okay? Because that guy decided not to sit down and take whatever mega carrier was dishing to him. He actually sued them. Now, I know a lot of guys are saying, well, Rich, I don't have money for a lawyer. I don't have the resources to sue. I can be honest with you. Anybody can sue anybody. There's people in this country who do that for a living. I'm talking regular folk, okay? As soon as something don't go right, they sue. And a lot of times, those fees that come with suing, you can get those waived, and you can just file suit and shoot for the guns. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I think that if more truck drivers started doing that, a lot of these mega carriers would not do some of the things they do, okay? I can give you an example of a couple of them. CR England, at one point, they were notorious for having you get your CDL, having you get hired on, taking you to orientation, and finding something wrong that they didn't like, and then leaving you stranded, okay? Not letting you get back home. They didn't buy a bus ticket, okay? And people were stranded when they were refused employment. So this guy for Warner sued the company, and he won $36 million. And I wish people would do this. So I want to talk about this young lady and what I would do if I was her. And if I was her, I would sue. And even if I couldn't afford a lawyer, I would still go to the courts, ask for a waiver of the filing fee, and just place suit, okay? And listen, getting up there in front of a jury or getting up there in front of a judge and say, listen, Your Honor, these folks gave me a drug test. I did the drug test, but it wasn't enough urine for them to collect. So they made me sit there 3 hours. And a lot of times, let me tell you what happened to me. This happened when we was Stevens. This is one reason why I do not answer the phone when dispatch called me, okay? This is a little inside secret for you guys, because a lot of times when they call you out of the blue, they want you to do a drug screening. And I got burnt like twice on this thing. The first time was with Stevens. What happened was I get up first thing in the morning, and I go use the bathroom. First thing in the morning, you know, I pissed like a horse, okay? Next thing I know, I get a call from Stevens Transport, and they're like, hey, listen, can you come inside? You need to take a drug test. I'm like, oh, crap. I just went to the bathroom. Okay, I wish you guys would have gave me some kind of notice, right? Which they should fucking do. They should give you some notice. Anyway, I went in there, and I peed, and it was only a little bit, okay? They couldn't use it for the vials. So the girl was like, look, you got 3 hours to take a, to give more urine, or this would be considered a refusal. And I said, you know, lady, you know, I had to pull out my picture of me in my uniform as a police, right? And I said, look, I ain't no fucking druggie, okay? I said, you guys should have gave me enough warning. I already took a piss this morning, okay? I need more than little 3 sips of water. I need like a ginger ale or a fucking Pepsi. And the girl looked at me and was like, okay. And she gave me, I got a Pepsi. And within like 2 hours, I was able to urine again, okay? But I needed more than a little cups of water, you know? Sometimes these trucking companies are, these people who work for these trucking companies are such fucking tools, you know what I mean? Are such fucking idiots that they assume your guilt, you know what I mean? And it could be a situation like that. Like I know people who have a hard time, you know, once they go pee in the morning, they don't have to pee tonight, okay? That's just how their body's set up. And if you're surprising them without giving any kind of notice, then this shit like this happens. Now I'm gonna tell you what happens when you refuse a drug test, right? Or you fail a drug test, or you can't pee enough. It's predatory. What happens to you? The company fires you. They put this refusal on your DAC, on your government DAC, which is major. Okay. Then he wants you to take this SAP program shit. If you ever have to take SAP program, you might as well leave the career, because it's going to cost you almost $1,000 to do it. Then after you do it, you got to find a company to hire SAP drivers, which means that you're going to be abused for 2 to 3 years. Okay. And the reason I say that, because a lot of people who work for these SAP companies, they're a bottom of the barrel companies. Okay. So they're doing anything and everything. It's almost legal slavery is what it is. And that's what they're going to do to you. They're going to put you in that legal slavery for 2 to 3 years until another company says, okay, we'll take another chance on you. And that's if a thing, the way the shitty market is right now, that's a big maybe. That's a maybe not, So here's my advice to this young lady. If I could tell her, I would sue. I would get a lawyer. I would try to get a lawyer. If I couldn't get a lawyer, I would do it myself. Okay. Suing somebody is not hard these days. You just have to file the paperwork and state your claim. And a lot of times, right, if you sue these trucking companies, they will go ahead and change, your DAC. They will change their record to settle. They will, because they don't want to have to pay with their attorneys, because the retainer for a mega carrier attorney is probably $5,000 to $10,000, and they probably think it's cheaper just to make this thing go away. Okay, because no truck company wants to spend that money. But if I was her, if I knew her, I would tell her, look, sue, go get a lawyer. If you can't afford a lawyer, go to court yourself, file the suit, state, your claim, because that's bullshit. Okay, because you did not refuse to take a drug test. You actually did take the drug test. Just because they want to throw your piss in 3 or 4 or 5 vials has nothing to do with you taking the, you met the obligation. You did it. You taken the drug test. So, I think that, a lot of these trucking companies, like I said, they targeted unrepresented, undeserved people who are just not educated or financially stable to even fight anything. They bank on the premises like, well, hell, they'll just go get another job. We'll fire them. And a lot of truck companies do people very, very fucking dirty. Okay. I'm thinking about suing an old company I used to work for. The last company I worked for, not Prime, but the other one. And the reason I'm thinking about it, and I'll tell you why. A lot of times these trucking companies, and this is what I hate about trucking, they put things on your record that you have no idea that's even there. Okay. And what they're doing is, it's the dispatchers or the planners saving their own ass by burning you. Okay. And you have no idea that this is on your record, because there's no performance enhancement plan. There's no written warning or written notice or anything. Okay. And then what happens is, when you leave or when they fire you, they say, well, this, and that. Well, how can I refute that? I never knew it was even fucking there. Okay. Which is wrong. Okay. Any negative affecting your employment, or any negative affecting action that causes you to lose employment or put your employment in jeopardy, they have laws to protect against that. And these truck companies skirt around that. Okay. And they should be sued for that. They should be definitely sued. Just like that guy who sued Warner for $36 million when they pulled some bullshit. You could be handicapped and do this job. Americans Disability Act, they are very, very strong laws. They are very, very strong advocacy groups for them. When I was in police, I used to hate dealing with these guys, because they would get in your face and read you the Riot Act. Okay. When you're trying to give a ticket for a handicap parking expiring, or some sort of thing that affects the handicap. These guys were no joke, and they earned their respect. And the same thing needs to happen in trucking. Okay. Truck drivers need to stop laying down and letting them run over you, and they need to sue, man. I'm talking for everything, even if it's tossed out. Just a simple fact that you put it in court of law. Okay. Because eventually it will stick. Not with you, maybe with somebody else. Don't be afraid to take legal action against these companies, because they do you dirty. I have so many issues with these trucking companies out here that they do that doesn't make sense, that nobody really sued them for. And then the people who did sue, they pushed it under the table real quietly. Okay. But they did settle. So, this is my advice. The video, I got it from Lockout Man. He's a YouTuber. He interviews a lot of truck drivers, so I gotta give him credit because I don't want nobody to say I'm stealing his content. But you know, when I saw that, it made me think. You know, like people need to start taking legal action against these mega carriers because they're ruining lives. Okay, when I went and got my CDL, I had no idea. Like, you know, I had no idea about trucking. Okay, when I called Stevens up and I put an application in, they called me back. They told me on the phone, "You are hired." So I assumed that I would start pulling a salary. Okay, when I found out that I wasn't pulling any kind of money, they sent me out to Colorado. They gave out loans, but they sent me out to Colorado. So I sat there on my own dime for almost a month. Well, 3 weeks. Then they pulled me down to Dallas, Texas, and they were sending people home left and right. If your blood pressure was too high, they sent you home. If you had a blemish on your criminal record, they sent you home. If you fell asleep in class, they sent you home. It's wrong because you sit there and you lose out a month of employment just to get this job. Do you understand? And then they send you home with no money. Everybody should be sued for that. They shouldn't do that no more. When they tell you are hired, you should withdraw a salary and then training salary, and they should send you to get your schooling, you know. So anyway, I'm making this video. I'm tired. I want to say peace and love, and I hope the young lady, I hope it works out for her. But if she's a subscriber, sue the asses. Sue them. Stop laying down and let truck companies do whatever they want to you. You know, keep a record and sue these asses because that's wrong. Okay. Oh, so let me see. The second time that happened to me is I was working for USA when I went to be a lease op over there, and like I delivered the load. I was out of time. I was in the middle of Kansas. I almost in Salinas, Kansas, I think I was. And I dropped the load. I get a call from safety, and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I'm like, about to go to sleep. I'm literally dead tired. Well, you gotta take a drug test. Oh, okay. Where? You gotta drive 150 miles or something into, I think Wichita or something like that. I'm like, motherfucker, no. Well, you have to do it, or it'll be considered refusal. So me, half sleep, half dead, had to drive almost 150 miles to Wichita to do a fucking drug test. I was so pissed about that, you know, because it was just, and they weren't paying for it. They weren't paying for the fuel, or they weren't paying for the transportation. But you have to do it. But now that I'm a little more experienced in this game, one, I don't answer the phone when dispatch calls. Okay, that's my advice to you guys. Just don't answer the fucking phone. Fuck those dudes. They can leave a message or leave a macro message and get to them later. I can be done with my whole day, right? And dispatch can say, "Hey, I need you to call." I'll call you the next morning. Okay, if it's important, leave a message. If it's not, I'll talk to you when I talk to you. Okay, so peace and love. I'm gonna go check out. Peace.